Hey actors, it's Michael Kostroff with another one of my audition videos where I'm exploring some of the smaller, finer points that I don't always get to in my workshop, Audition Psych 101. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 3-foot toss. Now, if you've taken my workshop, you may or may not have heard about the 3-foot toss because each workshop is a little bit different. I don't always include this story, but I'm going to lay it all out for you. Now, I had a friend who was a student of psychology. She was, I guess, going for a psychology degree. And at her school, every year, they did the same experiment. And it involved ring toss. You know how ring toss works, right? You throw the horseshoe or the ring or whatever, and it lands on the spike. If that's 3 feet away, that's 3 points. 5 feet away, that's 5 points. 10 feet away, that's 10 points, and so forth and so on. Now, why did they do this in a psychology course? Here's why. Every year, without exception, they had the same results, and they were as follows. The students who went for the 3-foot toss again and again and again walked away with the most points at the end of the game, every time. The students who were ambitious and went for the big score, tried to get just nothing but 20 pointers, had fewer points at the end of the game. And the lesson is this, and this is where it starts to apply to our topic of auditioning. Whatever your challenges are, the bigger they are, assign yourself a small baby step in the right direction rather than trying to fix it all at once. If you're terrified of auditions, let's take like the worst case. If you're really super terrified, just get yourself to the building. Don't go in. Next time you'll go in. I'm serious. I'm not exaggerating, because for some people it's just that petrifying. I've done things like that. Sometimes an idea is just overwhelming. Like, I'm not particularly great with computer stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I calm myself down. And I say, okay, go on YouTube and find videos on the subject. Don't even watch them yet. Just line them up to watch later. Just as an example. And you may not need to make such a little baby step, but when you are facing something that's challenging for you, go for the 3-foot toss. And this is what they would say to each other in school. Somebody would be dealing with a problem, and one of the psychology students would say, well, what's the 3-foot toss? I'm like, well, I guess I could call and get more information. All right, do that. Lots of times you do that and you're like, oh, okay, this is easier than I thought. And even if not, the baby steps are accomplishable. So I think I'm particularly sending this message out to those of you who have really big audition challenges with your nerves, with your self-esteem, whatever. Give yourself a tiny, tiny task of something that you know you can improve, something you know you could do a little bit differently or a little better. Maybe we shouldn't even say improve. Maybe it's an experiment. I want to try this a little differently this time. I want to see what happens if I arrive later so I don't have to get stressed in the waiting room. Little tiny assignment. Anyway, you get the picture. 3-foot toss. It's good, right? I've benefited from that philosophy a lot as someone who needs to be walked through things. So, wherever you're watching this, I'd love to get your comments. Tell me what your 3-foot toss is. What's the little baby step you can take next? I'd love to know that. And go visit auditionpsych101.com. I always mention it in case, for those of you who are new. Auditionpsych101.com has these videos and also just articles and other things that might be helpful, as well as information about my class. Classes, actually. That's all for today. I will see you soon. Be well. Take the baby steps.